What's up, everybody? Let's see if this works. Yeah, so hold on just a second. Oh, it's my lunch break, coffee talk, or cancer talk. Why I say coffee? I always get coffee stuck in my head. Maybe because I go to Cars and Coffee and all that stuff. But let's see. All right, there we go. So today's talk, I'm gonna go over. Let's see what I'm gonna go over. I was gonna go over CT scans, I guess. Different stuff that I do when I go to the doctor. There was last night I had hold on. Last night I had went through a lot of documentation stuff that I had. Let's go with this. Let's go with this. Oh, doesn't work. Dang it, I thought I'd have this right. In the browser, where is it? Well, that's not fun. Anyway, I guess I'll have to do this without the sharing the videos or the desktop. Let me delete these and re-add them. Hold on. Oh. Window capture. Display capture, yes. So last night, I think I mentioned in yesterday's video that I started getting pain in my stomach area, right around the belly button area. Right above the belly button. It also kind of, I guess now, I feel something over here, but it could be because of that part. It's kind of a mixture, the pain from the belly button area, which I think it may be what do you call it? Umbilical hernia. Could be that, or could be something else. I don't know. It just so happened that I did a CT scan on Tuesday, and I sent a notification to my doctor to see if, they're like, if it's bad, go to the doctor or go to the ER. But I'm like, it's bearable. I can deal with it. I doesn't feel like it's getting too. Kind of feels like it's starting to get worse, but I don't know if it's from the sleep or movement or what. So I have a bunch of issues going on right now, and just not fun. But hey, what you gotta do? You gotta do what you gotta do, right? So display capture, maybe window capture. What I am trying to set up is I wanted to show you some of what I've been doing late night. Oh, that's wrong. Transition back. Hold on. Some of what I've been doing is going through my CT scans and actually learning about them and learning what I can see and so on. Took a ton of notes on just actually understanding the different plane or different scans and whatnot. I don't know if you can really see it, but that's how the scans. This is how I want to say the different photos that you'll get on a CT scan, and then of course I just laid out all the different sections that they scan. End result, you can be going through this stuff and then looking. What I found is right there is my stent that they put in, and I'm trying to compare that against some of the other CT scans that I got. So I always whenever I go get a CT scan, I did this at the beginning, but I kind of stepped off the wagon there or forgot. But I go in and I ask for the CD after, right when before I'm getting the scan, I go, hey, I want to make sure I get the CD for my scan after. And what you end up getting is like a preloaded software on the disk, and it has a ton of images, which is the images you can't, what I want to say, you can't open up. You can open it up in your browser, but on some of them, but some of them you can't because they're not like images per se. They're not JPEGs, or just a different format. And what I realized, I hadn't really looked at them before. I just kind of got them. I kind of looked at them, but I didn't know what I was looking at or anything like that. So I didn't. You know how you can get overwhelmed when you look at something software-wise. So I spent the time a little bit last night just going through all this stuff and seeing what's what, how to understand it. I'm still a long ways to go, but if you look at this, basically these are the 3 CDs that I have. So I had a CT scan done this month, had another CT scan done in October, had another one done in when is that one? June, and then one in March. So it was like March, June. It's like every 3 months is when I'm supposed to get them. But one thing I noticed with the CDs is that they're not all the same. One of them has way more. If you can see this section down at the right, the sections how it has these series numbers, the body parts, and all this. This is I ended up downloading some free software to view what's on the disk. What I did, let's start off. You get the disk. What I did was I took the disk and copied it to my hard drive, because if you run the disk, it's pretty memory intensive, and you're running off the DVD drive, so it's kind of slower. So I put it on the drive, my local drive. Each one of them comes with a viewer on it, and they change systems in there. So the latest one is a different program than the other two. The other two were the same, and the latest one using their software is actually not pretty neat. I mean, it is pretty neat because it breaks all this stuff out on the right, where you can puts it in folders. So what I mean by that, each scan, let me go back to that one image, this one here, right? So you have a series of images that scan's done. So example, let's say we're doing the coronal plane, which is basically front and back. So you'll get slices in there, and what it does is it'll take photos, and you go bam, bam, bam. I mean, imagine like a meat slicer. You know how you put a meat on like say you go buy a piece of ham, and they put it on a slicer at the deli, and it runs through and just chops it. That's how these folders come out, and that's how these images come out. And on the other CDs, there's no organization to them. It's just they have the numbers there. You can't go through and I guess they call it a series number, right? So this is a series of these photos. This is another series of these photos, and so on. And it breaks it out to where you can see it. Whereas you look at this, it only has one series, and you have to thumb through 1,800 images. Just to give you an example, there is no you may have one down, you may have one up. It's not easy to filter through. So, like you can see, let's see. See, here's like a front back scan, here's like a vertical scan. So it makes it harder to go through and find the images that you want. Then you got to edit the image. Whereas the other one, let me see if I can get back there to it. The current one that I got is split up in folders. So if I open up, say I want to look at the top view down or so on, these are all, now you can kind of walk through it if you see what I'm talking about. And I can see, so I spent time just understanding what is this section here. Here are my kidneys, the left and the right. My liver is right over here, but you can see the liver as it comes up here. You know, now we're into the lungs, and also learning the different presets of this. Presets meaning that I believe you can read up on it on your own if you look for it, but when you do, these images are based off of density, I guess, something like that. So you have to, like, bone structure is different. That's why you see the lighter white, and how can I say it? And understanding how you can see things, right? So you can adjust these. You can adjust the brightness and contrast and so on to change how you see the image. And then you can do it for the set, you can do it for a non-set, and learning, like, I just want to do the 2 scans. So, and you can thumb through this and walk through how it is in your body. Now, granted, this takes time to kind of understand. This is my big vein, artery vein. I have another window on. Well, I had another window open last night where I was just comparing. You compare what you can see in the image and what they point out. Like example. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, that's too low. So you can see I'm down at the hips area down here because that's my hip area. Coming back up. Let's see. And you can see I'm looking at the shapes of my body. And you can see now it's starting to change, getting higher up here. This little black spot right here, that's where my stent is. And I can show you. The stent is what goes, it's the biliary stent, which that's what, you know, when you turn jaundice and all that, that's what that is. I had to get a new one put in recently. They said they couldn't find it, but then I'm looking at these images, and I'm like, how the heck did that come out? Because it's so big. Hold on. I have to constantly remind myself of where I'm at. Oh, that one was... Like, I wrote down a bunch of images, and then what numbers, where I can see things. So, if I went in here with series number, now this is more close to the software that they had that came out, and I want to look at, let me see, what was it, number, I think it was A7, yeah, A7, which is axial, there we go, yes, so this one, if you can see, that's the lung area, and you would do another setting with that, like, how do I do it? You can, where you can see see how the lungs are, but I'm not looking for that right now, but I wanted to get into the stent again. That's my heart right there. The others were the lungs. Now we're getting back into the bottom. That's the liver. There's the stent. So if you know, it goes into this, goes into the liver, and then goes into from the liver to what is it? Your intestines. So we're gonna zoom this up from the single. We want to look for instance number. Get up in the ones. Granted, I'm no pro at this at all. I'm still trying to learn this stuff, but I felt like having the CD allows, when I have time, or if I have time, I can understand what I'm seeing when I talk to the doctor, right? So that was one thing. Another thing was, sure, I have the cancer, and that's what they're looking for, is the pancreatic stuff and stuff associated with that, but I'm also looking at how am I doing other organ-wise that they may not be looking at. Example, other organs, or even just stuff in general. Like right before the CT, I think it's Sunday, that's when I started getting the pain in my stomach around my belly button, and kind of got a little bit worse. It's kind of, I feel it today, kind of bad, but it's like weird. I feel it at the belly button, but I also had breakfast, and I can feel like a transition from issues at, the mic's in the way, issues at the belly button, but also over to this area, which this area right here, whenever I eat, depending on the foods, and if I overeat, anything like that, I can feel that in the left side. Like that's where your stomach is, and when you eat, it comes down. That's the first place it goes, in that little sac thing right there. And I'm trying to look at what happens there. How long does this stuff sit there? What's in there? What kind of, just understanding your body. And real quick, back on to the CD or the video or the CT scan. So this, I can tell, is my belly button area, and that's where I'm having the pain now. So I'm just hoping, I'm pretty sure that the doctors can look through these scans without me having to go get more. And the hernia itself, if it is a hernia, could have been caused from taking the number 2. That's because with the cancer, like I mentioned in other videos, sometimes when you're doing it, it comes out like peanut butter. So imagine trying to work that stuff out of your system. You can, let's just say this, and peanut butter, at least you can stick a spoon in there and dig it out. If you're doing it on your body, it's not that easy. Your intestines have to push it out, right? And yeah, basically I can feel like my intestines kind of coming out. There's another issue going on down there, which is painful too, but whatever. So imagine trying to sit, and you got, now if I do any certain areas, right, I can feel my stomach pain, then I got that other thing going on. I guess you call it hemorrhoids. Is that what you call it? But yeah. So here you go. So now you can see the stent. See how it's right here. So that tells you that if you look at pictures, here's my pancreas coming up and over. Trying to understand the organs and figuring out how you can see it, and learning, playing with the software with the contrast. It's basically like I would say it's basically you're playing with the contrast on the site. I don't know all the words for it yet, but that's my understanding. And there's way different levels. The CD that comes with the software, at least it has a few presets for this Uh, it's a WW and WL. I don't know what they. Oh, this thing up here, where you change it out, and I don't know. I'm still learning the software, but you can see there's that stent here, my ribs, the spine, and I was looking at this image, going like, damn, that stent. How did that stent work itself out? Because if you look at it, it's pretty darn huge, man. And the way that it goes is like a little wire mesh deal, right? So let me see if I can. Uh, Stand images. Let me see if I can add this to. Don't see it. Let's go with add. Yeah, okay. Give me just a second. So we're gonna go with this one below that. So with that being said, like here is it just looks huge. So again, looking at the images, here's your stomach. What is it? Esophagus? I don't know. And I have to constantly look through the videos and try to. It's like I'm back in school again, But you can see the stent, where the stent would go would be right here. Stent to clear the blockage of the bile duct goes up in here. And looking at those images, the thing looks like it's about the size of my finger. So how would that just get pulled out of there? You know what I mean? And as you can see, it kind of, at least in this picture, it passes through the pancreas. So you know that the pancreas is around there. So learning these images, this is basically what that stent looked like. But again, going through the CT scans, at least for me, it's a way for me to understand my body more, understand the things that I'm seeing, learning what they're talking about. Here's your learning all the different locations, like actually, let's go with boom boom. Learning all those different things associated with your stomach and so on. Even it would be nice to know what they see. Like if I'm like you have to fast, right, the night before. So it's like, what do you see in here that's related to eating or anything like that? What's in your stomach? But that way later I can, if I need to have a talk with the doctor, I can. So if you look at these pre-sagittal, coronal is the plane that the images are taken. Sagittal plane, coronal plane. So the axial plane again is going up and down. So if you wanted to see the lungs and what, that's what that one says. Going up and down, which is what I've seen on my charts reports, is that image on there. And then I also spent some time going through my charts and what the doctor's report is, and trying to line up things with my notes, I guess, because I haven't really taken a lot of notes on my journey. So now I'm trying to recap where I've been, what I've done, all the different parts of this cancer. Try to remember not so much what I ate, but just different issues. Another thing with that being said is like I was going through the my charts and I went through and I did how many trips I had to go down to Houston. This is something that should have had a logbook for, where just on my treatment, just on all that stuff. I should have been doing it from day one, which I did. I did keep notes on it, but then it stopped, and I mean, it had gotten pretty bad where I didn't want to write anything or think anything. It was. This is a side view, by the way, and same thing. You can see the stent right there. The stent. I was looking at my port, how the port goes up and where it goes into. I used to think that it went over my collarbone and back down, but now I'm starting to see like it goes into my jugular. So rather than all the way down, I could be wrong. I'm just going to verify with the doctor because I'm not sure if that's what I'm seeing or what. Yeah, here's the side view, and you when you look through these things, it's a big learning curve because you have to know where. Like I almost want to get a biology thing of the anatomy now, just for myself. I have it on my desk so I can sit there and look through this thing. Actually, I should. I don't want the picture. I don't know if you guys had one. But when I was I remember going through school and having these things. Right? It's like a full size statue that you can pull everything apart and all that stuff and look through it. So this is kind of what I want to do, just to understand the body, me, my body, myself. Like it's maybe it's intense, but you are in life with surgery or anything to do with your health. You're your best advocate. Like my I could tell my mom how I feel and all that stuff, but that doesn't necessarily relate to me because, like, the misdiagnosis or whatever, you know what I mean? There's at least knowing a little bit about the whole my health situation. I could be vigilant as far as like trying to get talking to the doctor, knowing if what they're saying or doing is for how I feel, or if it's right. And then like I don't know how to. Anyway, just be proactive for yourself and learn these things because it's your health, it's your body. Only you can be you. You know what I mean? Other things that I see, like all this little images, man, may not. I want a big one though. This is like this big, I think, but I want a big one that I can just put either right there or even on my desk, like I said, on my desk, and then just get a better understanding of the human body and the mind, or human body. Interesting things about the CT scan, which I haven't. I'm still learning. Is like, okay, so you see the CT scan, right? Like this scan, but if I look back at say one from 3 months ago, it's different. Not just it could be different, not just in the growth area or where the cancer is, but also in the fat of my body. Because I went at one point, I went from 205 pounds all the way down to 138, and this goes back into retracking where I was and how much did I weigh at one, or which CT scan was done when. Did I gain weight here? Did it put more fat around my stomach? Did it, this is where you can start going, is what I'm doing right? is it not right? Is there any growth in this area, that area? I don't. And is it something that even, like how the cancer can affect my fingernails, right? Or not the cancer, but the chemo affects my fingernails and my toes. And when I'm on the capecitabine, it makes them really brittle. And it's like just even seeing on the CT scans, is there any, could it be tearing up stuff in my back? Is there a pain here? Do I feel, just, this is more than just the cancer. It's like there's stuff in these CT scans that I'm like, ooh. Pretty knowledgeable. Could help you in understanding your body. So if you have a chance and you can, you have to go in and get it. If you have to go in and get an MRI or a CT scan, make sure you ask for whatever they're doing, a copy of it, because it can help you later on, evaluating stuff with yourself. That one was, what was the other one? Hold on. I want to do the other one. So this is sagittal, so I need coronal. Well, let's take a look at that. And like I said, this stuff, it's not done overnight. So sagittal, I need coronal. There you go. There's a coronal one. This is the front view. There's my belly button right there. And then again, it's like understanding the difference with the contrast. Because this is what the doctors do. I'm not saying I'm a doctor, again, because I'm not. I'm just trying to learn my own body. There's my stomach. And being the owner of my body, of course I want to learn more about things. And I will say this is back on not just the CT scans, but now having that pain in my stomach made me think a lot about my friend that passed. Well, I'm going to be thinking about him for a long time. But it's like issues can happen pretty quick. So the more you know about yourself and all that stuff, and don't hold off on, if you feel you have a pain or something like that, don't hold off on getting it checked. I mean, even if you I don't know, there's that stint again. Health should be a priority. I'm just fortunate I'm not super overweight. I had been overweight, but not a lot. But yeah, I can tell like the difference in the body mass. You can see like the fats around your internal organs, which I'm pretty skinny right now. But, and then, yeah, anyway, that is pretty much what I have for today. Going through the CT scans, watching a ton of different videos, learning how to read my own CT scans. And it's not something that you can learn, go to the doctor and they tell you and you can understand this stuff. It's definitely not that. It takes a lot more effort than that. And yeah, so that's all I got, people. Anyway, hope you all have a great day. It's time for me to get back to work. And speaking of the pain, hold on real quick. So this lunch break, I'm actually fasting because of the pain in my stomach. I don't want to fill it with more food. It's right where, like I said, it's right here. And usually when you get your food, that's the first place it stops, is right in this area before it starts to go down the rest. And so I did have breakfast, but I'm going to try to fast for a little bit. My weight is 157 right now, and normally I try to keep it in the low 50s. And it's not like I want to be this light. You know, I used to be the fit, muscular guy, whatever, little fat guy too. But I'm, I don't. It's kind of scary being this light for me. Feels scary. So anyway, time to get back at it for work. You guys have a great day, and thanks for watching.